Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Today's session is Google Docs Power Tips. So this goes beyond the basic a little bit, and it takes us to a whole new level of learning and enlightenment. All right, so if you would, on the shared document that we have, I'd like you to scroll down a little bit, and I want you to take note how this training is going to work. Beside all the agenda items, you can see there's a little hyperlink. Looks like a little chain link. All right. When we click on that, or actually just before that, it's going to open up a practice file that you can work on. All right. So for this first one, it says add and modify tables. If I click on that, you'll see the link. That actually takes you to the support document where you can learn more about that particular topic. All right. Since these sessions are set up for us to practice while we're in here, I have, with a lot of these, a practice file. So if you'll notice, my cursor's right here on the chain link right before it. If you go ahead and click on that, it'll say make a copy. And then that basically brings up the copy file, right, that we'll work from together. Okay? So that's going to be how this works. All right, so you want to go ahead and say, make a copy. All right? Yeah, just click that, make a copy. There you go. And you're going to end up with what I have. That way, you're working from your own copy, now that is in your drive, and we're not messing up the same document. Okay? All right, so as you can see, this first skill is showing you how to add and modify tables. All right. As you see at the very top of the document, you can see we have the title here, which is a little bit larger than the rest of the text. Then I have a couple paragraphs over here on the left, and then a picture on the right. And we did all that by using tables. All right. And I think all of us know how to add a table. It's very easy. You click on the insert menu, and then there's table. Okay, we all know how to do that. But what's tricky about this is that we're doing some things. We're modifying the table so as to give us the appearance of this table right above where we're working. All right, so here's how we're going to proceed. The first thing is to go ahead and merge the cells of the top row. And the way we do that is just by clicking in one row and dragging to the right. As you can see, both of those cells are selected. With them selected, if you right-click or control-click, depending on what computer you're using, you'll see the option to merge the cells. So what that does is it combines them. So now we have one. Okay?
Okay, can you help me get my right-click?
Okay, it's going to be a control. Control-click. That's going to be the same thing as a right-click. Yeah.
That's worth my 45 minutes.
I'm sorry?
Which link is this document?
Oh, let me show you. If you come back here, that little link right beside, by the chain link there, you want to click on that and then make a copy. Okay? All right. All right, so you got that now, control click? Did that not work? Okay, let me come back over there. I usually have one or two questions about control or right clicking with every session, so don't feel bad. It's okay. If you're, and these iMacs, the mice aren't configured for right click because every time somebody new logs in, those options have to be set. So that's how we do it. I'm going to use the control key there. All right, so we've got that cell, those two cells merged. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this text here. All right, and you can do it a couple ways. You can use the control, or you could click edit, choose copy. All right, and we're just going to put that down here. Click inside that cell and edit paste. If you want to use the keyboard shortcuts, you can. All right. Basically, we're just duplicating this table right below, to prove that we can make it look like the top one. Okay? All right. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this text on the left here, and I'll copy that. Edit, copy. Now come inside there and edit paste. Okay. Looking pretty good. All right, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to get this picture. All right. Now I got that from a quick Google search inside Docs. Let me show you how we do that. First off, you want to set your insertion point right here in this cell, which is where you want it to go. All right. You see where my cursor is blinking there? All right. So whenever we insert something, that's going to be the insertion point wherever it's flashing. So in Docs, if we click on Insert Image, you have the option to search the web right from within Docs. All right, and I'm going to do, it doesn't have to be the same picture as mine, but here's one. I did one of a fox. So if you click on it and choose Insert, it'll pop it right in there. There it is. All right. All right, now to get it looking just like that top one, there's one last step remaining, and that is to remove the border color from this table. All right, so how I normally do it is by selecting all the cells, all right, and then if you right-click in any one, you can go to Table Properties. And you see the table border is set to 1. You don't want to see a table border? Set it to 0. And then click OK. Boom. Now it's gone. Okay? Do I need to do that again? I'm happy to.
Yeah, we do that
One more time. All right, let me quickly undo that. All right, there's my border. So watch how it's done. You're going to select the whole table, and then you can right-click, Control-click anywhere in there, and then go to Table Properties. All right? Under Table Border, just set the table border width to 0, and then click OK. And then it goes away. Okay? All right. Next, create Google Doc templates. These are useful. And if, well, we'll show you where a lot of them are here in just a second, and I'll show you how to create them. All right, so let's go ahead and click on the little link icon beside Create Google Doc Templates. Again, that'll make a copy. Yeah?
Will today's session teach you how to do right there where you did, to have that link? Is it somewhere in the agenda?
Oh, I can show you how to do it. Yeah, you just, basically what it amounts to is you share it and you make it public. All right? All right. I can show you. And then you just change the very end of the address from edit to copy. And then it forces the person who opens it to make a copy. Yeah. Yeah. See that right there, up there in the address bar? It says copy. Prior to that, prior to me making the change, it said view or edit. I just changed one word, and then it results in this. All right, so let's make a copy of this. Okay, so this is an example of multimedia permission form. All right, and you can see I made it with tables. All right, that would allow a teacher to actually pull this up as a template and then type inside of it without having to print it off and then write. All right, so this is available as a template. Now, if I switch back over, I'm going to get out of my domain here, back here to the school one. Give me 1 second so that we're all seeing the same thing. To create a template, you're going to click on the File menu. All right, so let's all do that together. Click on File from within Google Docs and then choose New. All right, choose the From Template option. All right, now you'll notice we have two categories here, two sections. We have Alcoa City Schools and then General. All right, you can see that we have several that have been created for teachers in our school system, and they're broken down there by location. All right, you can see Alcoa Elementary School, the high school. Doesn't look like we have anything for the middle school, though. All right, so basically, if you were to click on any one of these templates, it would open it up in your drive, and then you've got a copy of it. You can modify it. But in this case, if you created a template that you want to make available for this section here, you would choose the Submit Template option. Now, do you all have that there? You do. All right, so you click Submit Template, and then you locate the document in your drive. All right? And then you would choose, of course, the category. See the categories here we have? And then you choose Submit. Now, I don't want you to go through this whole process of actually submitting one now, but I wanted you to be aware of where you go in the event that you have something useful that you'd like to put out there as a template for others to use. Okay? And you actually don't have to be working within a Google Doc to get here. If you just go to docs.google.com, and head on over to the template gallery, you'll see this button here as well. All right. We set these up so that teachers could, do digitally what they had in the past done on pencil and paper, or pen and paper rather, I should say. All right, any questions there? All right. And you may have known how to do that before I showed you. All right, set up document outlines.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
About the table on the multimedia information form. I've been using a table too in one, and so if I'm clicking through and I type my name, tab over,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Once I'm on the end of the date one and I tab, it actually creates another line. Is there a way to stop it from doing
No,
that?
I mean, that's just how tables work. Yeah, so the user would have to know, well, if I hit tab, it's going to make another line. They would have to, in that case, click on the next cell that they need to go to.
Is there a way when we're making these type of forms, like is there a way to set that to where it doesn't do it and you can just tab through?
Oh,
Like, if
yeah, I mean, you'd have to,
for someone else to use?
yeah, it takes some careful planning.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to think of, okay, what they're going to click next, where it's going to go to next. So it'd be a little involved, but it is doable. Yeah. We can get together with that if you want to sometime, work through it.
I'm just curious.
Okay, setting up a document outline. Let's go ahead and click on that. Actually, not on the link there, but on the template. We'll copy that. Going to have all these copies of everything here. Okay, so your document outline, in this case, is going to be visible if you click on the Show Document Outline button, which is over here on the left. Okay, so if you go ahead and click that, you'll see that this particular paper has the title, then we can see the introduction, and then a couple other sections here. All right, so basically, whenever we click on these sections, it'll take us right to the sections. All right. Now, if you want to change the way this outline works, or add some other elements here to it, other sections, it's easy to do. Let's scroll down to the very bottom of the document here. All right, and what I would do is I would just hit the return key, and then on the toolbar, rather than normal text, I would choose one of these headings. All right, it's choosing these headings that's going to put basically a hyperlink on the left-hand side that makes a section. All right, whenever you choose one of these headings. All right, and these are basically just styles of headings. That's all they are. Okay, so if I chose this one right here, and I started to type, all right, and I struck the enter key, you could see that I have it right here, new heading. Now, if I wanted to change the way all of my headings looked, watch this. You could select it, and then go back up to heading. In this case, it's using heading 3, and I could actually choose a different font, a different size and color. And then it's going to change all my headings for me. Watch. Heading 3, I'll say update heading 3 to match. Look at that. So now all of my headings here are using this particular style, where I have chosen heading 3 as the style. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, to dismiss the outline view, just click that little arrow there and it'll hide itself. Okay? Alrighty. Moving on. Create a table of contents. This is very useful. And I discovered actually a lot of this stuff when I was getting my EDS and I had to do papers. And I was looking for quick and easy ways to do things, and I stumbled upon this. All right, so beside create a table of contents, you want to click that little chain link and then go ahead and make a copy like we've been doing. All right. Let me show you how easy it is to make a table of contents. All right, so once the document loads up here, you can see we've got just a couple pages here, but we have different headings. All right, so the table of contents is going to show us what all of our headings are, and it'll allow us to quickly get to those. All right, so I think I'm going to put a table of contents right here, right underneath where it says by your name. So I'd add a table of contents. We'll click on Insert. Okay, and then down at the bottom it says Table of Contents. Now you have two different styles. You can create a table of contents with numbers or just simple blue links. That's up to you. So I'll choose the first style here. And look at that. There they are. Now as you add more headings to your document, this little refresh icon, if you click that, it'll automatically refresh your table of contents too. Yep. Pretty handy. All right. You don't like this? Unfortunately, there's no way to actually change it from numbers to links. You'd have to delete the whole thing first. All right, that's okay, no problem. Let me try to get rid of it here. It really doesn't want to go away. There we go. Insert, table of contents. This time I'll just try the blue links so you can see what that looks like. All right. Okay, any questions about that?
When I click on with the page number one,
Yeah.
if I clicked on like cell structure,
Yeah.
it brings up a link.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can remove it.
Yeah.
If you want.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't show that it's a link, but if you click on it,
Yeah.
it makes it a link.
Okay. Okay, good.
Okay.
Very good.
Would somebody be able to do that? And if they could just view this and not have access to change it, would they be able to click on the links?
That's a good question. I haven't tried it, so I'll have to try it. Yeah.
I'm thinking like, or.
I think they would be. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to click on the links. Yeah.
Just not edit the document.
Just not edit it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to say yes. Okay. Let me close out of some of these copies that I've had open here. All right. Insert equations. Okay. So if we click on the chain link there and make a copy, you'll see how we do this. Okay. So here's the completed table, all right, where I've actually made the equations. Over on the left-hand side, that's actually just a picture. And I recreated it over here using the equation editor. Let me show you how it's done. All right, so if we scroll down, here's where we can practice, okay? So inside the practice table, I'm going to click right here on the top right cell, and then I'm going to choose Insert Equation, okay? Insert Equation. All right, So the first thing, what you want to do is you want to, first off, decide, well, what kind of, is this a regular number? Is this going to be a fraction? And then go from there. So my cursor is blinking. I'm going to look through these operations here, and the third one, actually second from the right, is going to be the fraction option. Do you see that? And it might be helpful for you all to just watch me do it once, and then we can go back and work our way through it. All right, so I know I have a fraction, so I'm going to click that right there, and then I'm going to start with the first number on top, all right, which in this case is 42. All right, then I'm going to come back up here, and I need to add, let's see, what did it say? X to the third power. I'll come back up here. Okay. I'll type in X, and then you use your arrow key to actually get into that next field, and there's the third power. All right? That's key, using the arrow keys. You can't see, the problem and the trouble with this, and why it's a little confusing, is you can't actually see the little regions where the characters are supposed to go. There isn't like a border or a placeholder around them. So it's sort of kind of hard to envision. All right, so I got my top, that would be the numerator, is all done. Then I'm going to head over down to the bottom part, and then I'm just going to type in the number 2, and then there's X, 2X. Done. I'll be honest with you, this takes a little bit of practice before you get fluent with it, okay? Let me show you again here on the second example. All right, so I have x squared plus 8x plus 15. All right, so I'll go to new equation, come back over here to math operations, and I want to start with a fraction, okay? And I'll type in x, whoops, jumped the gun. All right, got to choose that option first. Okay, so there's x, then I'll use the arrow key. That'll get me to where I can add that power. Okay?
Which arrow key? 'Cause I see it over here.
The arrow key on your keyboard.
It goes to the top of the screen though.
Okay.
Fiddle with it.
Yeah.
It's taking me down, and when I come back.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, it does take a little bit of practice. Yeah, so you need to make sure you're inside that table first before you get started. All right, let me show you. You know, I wanted to introduce this to you, but it really does take a little bit of practice before you get the hang of it, if you're not used to it. I mean, it took me a little bit of time, and I was a little frustrated there at first until the key is understanding how to use the arrow keys to get the symbols and numbers where you need them to go. All right? I don't want to spend too much more time on this particular skill just because we have others to cover. So if you need help with this later, we can talk about it. Okay? All right. Page numbers. All right, that's going to be the next skill. Let's go ahead and click on that, and we'll make a copy of it. Okay. Page numbers are easy. Google Docs makes it very easy. All right, so here's an example paper, term paper. All right, so how we get our page numbers in here, we click on Insert, and then Page Numbers. So the options on the right, we'll skip the first page, and we'll place the page number either in the top right or bottom. All right, but there is a way to customize that once we get it in. All right, so if I choose this option, there we go. You'll notice that it actually skipped the first page, and here it is on page 2, starting with 1. All right, so if we wanted to change that, change something about it, you could actually click on the number. All right, maybe you wanted your page numbers to go in the middle. Just use your formatting toolbar here, and it works them over there to the middle. You could even change the size of them. All right, if you click the options right here, you can go back to page numbers. All right, and then you have some further ways to customize it. All right. And you can see that once I change the alignment of the page number, it automatically changed it on the rest of the pages in my document. I change it back to the right, and let's say I want it further down the page, no problem. I would actually do that under header format, and I would just adjust the top margin here. Let's say 0.5. If I apply that, see how it brings it down a little bit? See? Again, just like the equations, it takes a little bit of practice before you get the hang of it, okay? But it is there, and you are able to get your document to look the way you need it to. Okay. Moving forward. Okay, view version and activity history. I don't have an example here for you or a template to open up, but if you'll just look on my document right here, the owner of the document has the ability to go in and see revision history, who's accessed it, and this is great. Prior to training, I can actually see who's looked at the agenda. All right, and so in my case, if I click on this little, looks like an arrow, lightning bolt right here. If I click on that, it's going to show me, oh, you know what, I'm in the wrong domain. Let me come back to this one because this account is the owner of it. If I click on here, it's going to show me all the viewers. See this? Kind of scary. All right, you can see who's accessed it. All right, the viewer trend, when people have accessed it. All right, if there were comments in the document, sharing history, when I've shared it, who else has shared it. Okay, so this could be useful, as well as the privacy settings. Okay, but you're not going to see these unless you are the document owner. Okay, so again, right there, that's how you access it.
If somebody shares it with you to edit, is the document, you still can't see that it's only the document owner?
You might be able to if you have edit rights. Yeah, I'm not for certain on that. What, you just have to see. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. All right, so that could be very handy. All right, let me switch back over to my other domain. All right, voice typing, okay? It's not perfect, but it works pretty good, I think. All right, so let's go ahead and click on the icon beside voice typing, and let's make a copy here. It's pretty straightforward, and I have some phrases that actually work with voice typing that I've placed here. There's a whole list of commands that you can access if you just click on that link there that says more commands. All right, so let's say you wanted it to start some typing underneath here. Let me see how well this works. All right, so to begin voice typing, we click on, it's under Tools, I'm sorry. Tools, and then voice typing. All right, then I'll say click to speak. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Period. New paragraph. Worked pretty good. Okay, so based on how you pronunciate words, success may vary. Okay, so.
Tools again, where you got the voice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You'll see under Tools, we went to voice typing.
Not on this computer.
Got it?
Not on this computer.
Okay. I wonder if it's maybe a Chrome issue. We can look at that later. That's where it's supposed to be if everything's up to date. I think that might be a problem there. Okay. Document translation. This is useful. Oh, and on that note of translation, did you know that the school website, our school website, has a built-in translator to the page? So this is bonus right here. So if I go to the school website, watch this. Becky was actually asking about it today. She said, is our website in Spanish as well? I said, no, but you can translate it. And if you go down to the bottom of the page, look here, select language. Watch what it does. Translates everything for you on the fly. Okay? It's free of charge. Okay? That one. All right. But as it relates to Google Docs, there is a translator that we can use as well. So I'm going to open up and make a copy here. You may have guessed that you can find it under Tools. See? Tools, Translate Document. So what it'll do is it'll read all the text on the page, all right, and it'll create a copy of this document in your drive. It'll prompt you to choose a language. Okay, I'll choose Spanish like I did before. There we go. Translate. There it is. Okay. Okay, explore and define. This is useful. Okay. Again, let's make a copy here of the document. All right. So this will do automatic citations for you. If you want, it'll also give you synonyms for certain words. All right, so say for example, I was looking to change this text up a little bit, and I wanted to change the word dedicated to a synonym. Well, watch this. If I select the word and then right-click or control-click, I could choose define dedicated, and look what it's going to do over on the right-hand side. It's going to give me the definition, but it's also going to give me a list of synonyms here as well that I could simply copy and paste over. Okay? All that from simply right-clicking and choosing define. All right? Another feature here, the Explore feature, will let you do something pretty useful. So if I had Civil War here, and I right-clicked and I went to Explore Civil War, all right, it's going to give me some web results here. And when you hover your cursor over any one of these, it actually gives you the citation information as well. It'll cite this as a footnote. So watch, if I click here, puts a number 1 there, and if I go down to the bottom of the document, oh, it's all cited for me already. Okay? Pretty useful. So I'm thinking, these kids, they don't know how easy they have it these days. All these tools, you know. Let's see what happens if I choose image. Well, I guess it was still on Civil War, but you can do searches for those as well. Testing. Let me try that. Explore testing. Oh, there we go. There's some testing icons and graphics that I could bring into my document if I wanted to. Insert. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Insert drawings. Okay. We've got to move quick. Go ahead and choose the make a copy option here. All right. I included a graphic, a Google drawing, that you can add to your drive. That way you can modify it so you can see how changing things on the fly works. So you see where it says add drawing to drive? If you click on that little link there, it'll make a copy of that and it'll put it in your drive. All right, that way you can actually manipulate it. All right, let me go back here. All right, we are on insert drawings. Let me show you how that works. Insert drawing from drive. Okay, there it is. I'll bring that in. It'll link it to the source. So let's say, oh, you know what? I got the dates wrong on this document. I need to quick fix that. So if I come to the drawing, let's say, I actually meant October. Watch. All right, and maybe I want to change this to orange. All right, now watch. If I come back to the document, see that? Update. It's going to automatically pull the drawing information that changed and replace what was there. Okay? Now down here you can see I've got this little graphic of Homer Simpson. Well, how did we do that? And I actually put a speech bubble on it. All right? Very easy to do. Watch this. All right. I'm going to click on Insert, Drawing, and I'll say New. Okay? So on my toolbar, I'll say I want to add an image. So I can search for an image. If I have one on my drive, I can use that. But I'll do a quick search for Homer Simpson. All right. Okay, there he is. Got his tennis racket. Okay, I'll choose him, and I'll click select. So now I got him in there. Now once I have the drawing in there, well, I can do things like crop the picture if I want to, using the crop tool. See that? I can put other things on top of it. All right, including speech bubbles. Okay, so I'll just draw that there, and I'll start typing on it. Okay, then I'll drag that little part over there, maybe make it white. Okay, perfect. Save and close. Then it drops it right there in the document for me. And if you want to go back and edit this, just double click on it, and then you can make your changes. You can add other elements to it as well. Lots of things that you can add to it. Okay?
How'd you, I missed, how'd you do the original?
How do we get here to begin with? Oh, okay.
I'm on the drawing screen, but it's just plain.
Okay, yeah. Right here is where it says, you see it says image?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there.
This will bring up where you can search for something.
I'm with you.
Okay? All right. All right, email doc as attachment. This document that has the agenda on it, you all have seen this. It's come in your email. And I do it this way because it's different from a regular plain text email. All right? And the way you do that is you set your document up and you email it directly from inside Docs. All right, so here's how it's done. If you click on File and choose Email as Attachment, look at what you can do. You can actually embed the whole Google Doc inside the email. So when somebody opens it up, oh, they got this nice looking email that's going to get their attention. All right? So you just choose the option that says paste the item itself into the email. And I'll address this to myself here. Okay? And you can change the subject heading or add a message here if you wanted to. So if I click send, let me head back over to my mail. And let's see what that looks like when it comes in. There it is. And look at that. And you can actually resize this a little bit so it looks, the document looks a little better. This is an older MacBook, so things don't look exactly like I want them to. On my Mac, things look a little bit better. But you can see it might get somebody's attention if you embed the document inside the message and email it directly from Docs.
So when you do that, Tom?
Yeah.
Does it give it to somebody to view? Like, is that the setting that it's on?
Okay, so what it does is it basically takes a snapshot of the file and it embeds it there in the email, but beyond that, it's going to give them a link to the doc where it is shared out as a view file. Okay? All right. Last thing, and this is a bonus one. This is fun. It's actually called Fun Text. All right, and this is an add-on that you can use to do lots of things with the text, make colors and stuff. So if we click on it and then choose Make a Copy, you can see an example of the document I created, just playing around with it. Okay, so for example, the way it works is you select your text, and then once you have the add-on installed, you click on add-ons. In this case, you choose Fun Text, and look, you can go text color. Look at all the options you have here, and it does this automatically for you. Okay, you can do things with the characters, the font size, the color.
What's the add-on?
Okay, the add-on is called Fun Text, and if you go back to the document right here, if you click on the link, it'll take you to the Chrome Web Store where you can actually add it to your Google Docs. All right, and once you get it on there, it'll appear under the add-on menu, and then you can have fun with it. Lots of things you can do. Let me make my text a little bit bigger so you can see this better. See that? And it's not just the text. I mean, you can do the highlighting inside of the text. It'll adjust that. Kids would love this if they had it installed. Fun text. And if you need any help getting that configured with your account, just let me know. I'm happy to show you. All right, well, we went a few minutes over today. That's all right. Feel like everybody got a good idea of how to use these particular skills that we've demoed today. So this was a recording. If you want to visit it later, we'll make this available probably within the next day or so. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. You are free to go if you want to hang out for a couple minutes. If you have any questions, just let me know. All right. Thank you for coming, everyone. I appreciate it. No problem.